All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the first module in Manifesting Money Masterclass. Okay, super excited to get into this with you guys, and yeah, I'm super happy to have you in the course as well. So let's jump right in, guys. So what we're going to be learning today is Manifesting 101, basically introduction to manifestation. Okay, so we're going to be going over a few things like what manifesting is, because there's actually a lot of confusion about what it is, what it isn't. And I really want to start this off with just starting fresh, giving a foundation of what it is and really just how it works and how it can help you. So whether you're a complete beginner, if this is completely new to you guys, or maybe you have been introduced to this before, or you've practicing this here and there before, I think this is going to be a good review for either one of you guys. So yeah, what is manifesting? Okay. Manifestation is the process of turning your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions into reality. Okay. And, contrary to maybe what you were taught or what you've heard out there, we're actually always manifesting. And we've also actually manifested our whole life until this point. So we're doing it consciously or unconsciously, okay? And that's a big distinction because a lot of people, think that, where they are in life right now, maybe it's somewhere where they don't want to be, or they're having some, negative, maybe regrets or things about what they did or how their life went or their journey or things like that. But actually, when you really break it down, we manifest everything in our life. Nothing is random. And so we'll be getting a little bit more into that later. But once you realize that you have full control over your life and your inner world reflects, the outer world reflects your inner world, okay? So, a lot of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, you guys probably don't even recognize or are aware of. And these are actually causing these outward manifestations in our reality, in this like 3D physical world, this 3D physical reality. And that's why, you may find yourself in certain situations or things come up or, you're not where you want to be or things like that. You don't have the amount of money you want to have. It's all down to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, okay? So again, this is, law of attraction, your thoughts, emotions, and belief, what you put out is what you attract back. So the universe doesn't respond to, wishes or anything or hopes or anything like that. It only responds to states of being. Okay. So you have to become the person that has or is those things that you want to attract. Do you know what I mean? If you want $1 million, you want $10 million, you're not just gonna get the money and be the same person. Do you know what I mean? If you just get $1 million and you're the exact same person as you are today that doesn't have that, nothing's gonna change. You're gonna lose that very quickly and your life is not gonna change. But if you become the person that has $1 million, that is a millionaire, think, act, and feel like a millionaire, then that's when your reality starts to change and miracles start to happen and opportunities come up, doors open, and money starts flooding your bank account easily and effortlessly. Okay. So really important to us to understand that, guys, as a foundation. All right. So what manifesting isn't, all right? So again, it's not luck, it's not wishing, it's not hoping, and it's also not just thinking positive thoughts. It's also not just saying affirmations. That's another thing I'm going to get into later about big misconception about and kind of myth in the manifestation world is that, if you say, I'm a millionaire, 1,000 times or like 100 times a day or like whatever it is, but you don't follow a few other key steps, it's not going to matter. It's just words. So it's not just positive things, it's not just affirmations. It's also not about pretending. It's not, I see a lot of fake it till you make it methods and kind of posts and beliefs in the manifestation space. And, while there is some truth to that, it's being represented in the wrong way and it's actually hurting your manifestation because it's not about pretending. It's not about faking it. It's about a quiet knowing that you already have what you seek. You already are the person that has what you seek. And there's very specific steps in order to how to do that. But, fake it till you make it is just pretending, and that's not what it's about, okay? It's not about pretending, it's about knowing. It's also not about just, sitting on your couch or sitting around your house or where you're currently at and just expecting to win the lottery or millions of dollars to flood into your bank account, or you wake up one day and you're a millionaire and, you receive $1 million check or e-transfer or wire deposit from, a long lost, thrice removed aunt or uncle you didn't know you even had. It's not about any of that stuff. Okay, there's a specific framework and steps that you have to take in order to be able to manifest. Okay. And of course, anything is possible and those things can happen, but they don't happen when you are just sitting around. There's a difference between taking inspired action and inaction and laziness and wishing and hoping and things like that. So again, I will get into more of this stuff in the following lessons, but yeah, basically it's not about, any of these things, or about ignoring reality either. Of course, you're going to be aware and be seeing, your brain's going to be registering your current environment. If it's not where you want to be, maybe you're unhappy, maybe you're, you've got all these kind of, resentful or regretful emotions, or you don't have the amount of money you want to have, you aren't the person you want to be, you don't have the job or the business or whatever, it's not going as well as you want. It's not about just ignoring those things, because there is some value in, of course, if you have a business, maybe it doesn't work the first time. Maybe the second time it doesn't work. Maybe there's some issues, but there's lessons and those learnings in there that will cause you to be successful and to, reach the financial milestones that you want. But if you just ignore that and just say, oh, everything's fine, and you don't put any work towards your business, you don't actively try to, put in some work, you can't just be lazy. So you can't just be lazy, and you can't just be completely ignoring your reality. Of course, you're not going to pay attention to, that's not going to be your whole reality, what you see with your eyes, but you're not just going to completely ignore it, because there are some valuable lessons in there as well. So again, there's a specific framework you want to take with this stuff, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there about how to do this in the space. So I'm really excited, guys, to show this to you and show you actually what's possible, and give you kind of the foundation and the frameworks and the truth about how this works, so that you can actually do this thing and have this work. So how it really works, again, went through this a little bit, but it's about aligning your inner world with your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Okay. So you're doing this so powerfully that your outer world has no choice but to reflect it. Law of attraction, law of assumption, you guys you're believing this. This is already happened for you. Okay. You already are the person, you already have the things that you want, and you believe this so strongly that your outer world reality physically changes. You physically change, you physically manifest what's in your inner world outwardly. Okay? So that's what it's all about. All right, guys, and briefly, just a kind of high-level overview about how it works. Again, I'll be getting very in-depth into this in later lessons and modules, and giving you step-by-step exact methods and frameworks and guidance on how to actually do this properly and how to have success with manifestation. But just to, again, give you a quick intro of it, how it works. So you have a clear intention. You decide exactly what you want, and then you start feeling, thinking, and believing as if it's already yours, and as if you are the person already that has those things. So again, I mentioned that millionaire example. Okay, you're gonna start, thinking, believing, behaving, and taking action as a millionaire, as if you are already a millionaire, even if in this physical reality, and maybe your eyes don't see it yet. Maybe your bank account still doesn't reflect $1 million yet. You're still going to take action and think, believe, and feel as if you are a millionaire. Okay, and that's pretty much it. When you combine those things, those simple things, guys, your reality begins to shift. Okay, opportunities open up. Job positions start to open up. People enter your life. You start having random connections. You'll have these inspirational kind of universal kind of signals about business ideas, about jobs, about different things, about how to reach paths to reach your desires. And money is going to start flowing easily and effortlessly into your bank accounts. Okay, and you're not even gonna they're going to come from completely random places. Okay, it's honestly incredible that when this starts happening, you're going to wonder, where was this hiding? How did this even happen? Where did this hiding all this time? You've been struggling for so many years, and yet after doing these techniques and practicing this, it's effortless how easily money will start to come to you. So, last but not least, guys, why it's a thing you've been missing your entire life. So, have you ever kind of seen those people that the success just chases them? They just seem to attract things effortlessly, money, opportunities, success, everything. They seem to effortlessly just have success and have this amazing ability to, get easy money and just be successful and things like that. Well, it's not actual randomness or magic or anything like that. They're actually manifesting that. Whether unconsciously or consciously, they're manifesting it. And actually, if you look at a lot of the wealthy people, in the world, especially today, in the last few years, there's been more millionaires than ever, and even younger, 20, early 20s, mid 20s, 30s. So kind of, wondering how did they even do this? Well, they're actually manifesting this, consciously or unconsciously. But if it's unconsciously, then they generally are following the steps. They just don't have a name for it, or they never put a label on it. So it's interesting if you actually interview these people or talk to these people and kind of have a manifestation checklist. It's like they often checked. I mean, always they check all of those things. So it is a formula anyone can use, and anyone can do this. Everyone has the kind of potential and like demigod ability to just fucking crush it, and to achieve everything you want, and to live the life you want, and to do whatever you want, be whoever you want. Okay, it's all within us. And one of the reasons why it's not taught is because imagine if everyone was taught this, that they are these powerful beings, that we can actually directly influence our realities and manifest anything we want: money, relationships, healing, anything, and we would be incredibly powerful. And there would be no big pharma, there'd be no control over us. Schools would likely potentially shut down as far as universities and things, because people would stop going there. They would start just creating and manifesting whatever it is their desires, their highest desire, their highest passions. So it's not taught to keep us controlled. And once you realize that, and it's a simple thing too. It's not difficult, guys. It's a very simple framework. Anyone can do it, but people don't want us manifesting. The puppet masters, whoever you want to call it, they want us weak. They want us controlled, and that's why this is not taught. And that's why, for at least for me, it took me decades to even learn about and find this stuff, and even when I was first introduced to this stuff, 10, 15 years ago, it got, it's the manifestation space is very polluted with, kind of fake gurus or people just trying to profit off it or whatever. And it's just, they're saying it's magic, or they, whatever. And it just kind of turns people off of it. And I think it's all about keeping us in the dark about this stuff, because we can manifest anything we want in this life. Okay. And why it's the key to your success now, guys, is that, listen, you've been struggling long enough. How long have you been doing the same shit over and over, not reaching your goals, not feeling fulfilled, not feeling like you're reaching your potential? Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt for so many, so much of my life that there was always something. I was always meant for something better. There was always something more to life. There was always something more that I could achieve and be doing and having. And I could never just crack the code. And until I found out about manifestation and really started to understand it and put it into practice, that's when everything changed for me. Okay. And I started manifesting everything I wanted in my life. So it's time to try something else. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, right? So you've tried the hustle grind, the, entrepreneur, you got to work 80-hour weeks to be successful, all these other, methods, climbing the corporate ladder, traditional societal corporate ladder, whatever. You're still not where you want to be. So it's time to give this a try. And once you understand, guys, how this really works, like I said, it's a very simple framework, but once you do understand it and put it into practice, you can easily manifest anything you desire. Okay. And anyone can do it. It's not reserved for the elite or the, the ultra wealthy or the, whoever. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter your social status, where you came from, how much money you have right now. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. Anyone can do this, and anyone can reach financial success and money and wealth with this. Okay. Yes, to end, manifestation is real. All right. And the next few modules and lessons, I'll be showing you guys exactly how to tap into this. Okay. Step-by-step processes to create money, opportunity, success, seemingly out of nowhere. Okay. And you're not going to be coming from a place of like wishing or hoping or about it. You're going to know, okay? You're going to be following this and just have this confidence, this knowing, that this alignment that, yes, this is possible, and you already have whatever it is that you desire, okay? And finally, you're not here to struggle, guys, okay? You're here to create and live your wildest dreams, okay? Life is fucking electric, guys. Like, seriously, like just feel like that, you're alive right now. We get to partake in this amazing life experience. It's fucking incredible. You know, the food, the experiences, the journey, the everything, guys. Everything is amazing. And I wanna really excite you guys about, you know, reignite that fire for life that you guys had when you were a kid, okay? And you know, when you're a kid, you believe that anything is possible. You know, you want to be an adventurer, you want to be an explorer, you want to be a fireman. You know, when you're playing in the backyard of your house, wherever, you actually believe that, you 100% believe that as a kid, that you are an adventurer, you are a fireman, you know, whatever. And that's why children can manifest so easily, is because we don't have these bullshit ideas and limitations in our mind, in our programming, that keep us, that limit us. We limit ourselves from being successful into having what we want to have. So let's fucking go, guys. We're here to enjoy life and here to have everything we want. And yeah, I'm really happy to show this to you guys. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.